the prep, but which is fine. Hey, what's going on? This is your local real estate agent here in South Florida, Garage Joseph. I'm an agent, as I just mentioned. Not only that, I'm also a husband, a father of three, Florida State alumni, born and raised in Miami, Florida. And main reason for this show is just to provide valuable information and allowing you to stay on top of what's going on here locally in the South Florida market when it comes to real estate, whether it's on the commercial or residential side. My focus, my mission, my desire is actually just to provide information that's relevant on what's going on here in this market. And also, with that information, allowing you to make the best decision on where you're at in your real estate journey, whether you're ready to buy, to sell, or you just want to stay informed of what's going on here locally. That's what I'm here for. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a couple of articles that stood out to me on this Monday. All right. One article that we're going to look at that came from the South Florida Business Journal is regarding one of the laws that was passed earlier this year to allow developers to kind of cut through all the red tape when it comes to bringing projects into the community. So this article is called First Live Local Act Project Approved in Miami-Dade County. All right, so passed by the Florida legislature this year, the Live Local Act allows developers to bypass local density rules and public hearings for projects with some affordable slash workforce housing. Holland and Knight attorney Pedro Gasset said he utilized the law to secure approval for Miami-based Rizia for apartments near the Palmetto Metro Rail Station in Medley. All right, so this particular project, which is great because they were able to once again bypass most usually red tape involving any type of new development in the within the Tri-County because of the law that was passed earlier this year. This is going to allow them. They were approved for 948 apartments with about 7,500 square feet of retail and 12 stories. And the great thing about this, all the apartments will be workforce housing. Uh, this is once again amazing because they were able to get this approved because more than likely if they had to go through the normal process, they have to go through a public hearing. And when you go through a public hearing, there's no guarantee that the public's going to allow you to actually go move forward with this. So we all know affordability is a huge thing in South Florida, not only affordability, but also inventory. Great job for the attorney working with this developer to utilize the law to go ahead and get this passed. So all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next article that stood out to me. All right, this right here actually came from the Miami Herald. It's called Fannie Mae Maintains Secret List of Restricted Condos. All right. Some say Fannie Mae's confidential list of blacklisted condos grew after the Surfside collapse in 2021. Fannie Mae plans to release around the third quarter of 2024 this list of condos on their quote unquote blacklist. All right, so news media reports and data leaks to a pair of law firms in New England and Fort Lauderdale have now confirmed what some in the condo industry suspected that Fannie Mae, one of two federally chartered companies that help determine who qualifies for home mortgage, has for at least 2 years maintained a confidential database of condo buildings, including hundreds in Florida, that it won't back for loans, typically because of maintenance or financial issues. We all know here in South Florida, after the 2021 collapse of unfortunately Surfside, it really forced the state to take initiative and passing laws to see if they can actually get things actually move when it comes to assuring that the condominiums have enough in reserve to stay on top of any renovation that needs to be done. Now, the biggest takeaway from this article is basically stating that, hey, there is a list of condos that's on this list that Fannie Mae unfortunately hasn't made public. And we have these two law firms that have actually got this information. And they they actually have a website where they have a list of condos that are on that blacklist for Fannie Mae. The only catch to this, and we're looking at the actual website right now, and the website is condoblacklist.com. Be mindful, they're willing to provide this information for a fee. Now, this is great for you, for a potential homeowner, current homeowner, or even the HOA to know whether or not you're on this blacklist. Because obviously, if you're on this blacklist, there's a reason why you haven't been able to get approved for a loan or even receive the needed loan to make the renovations for the uh, condo requirements per the law, when it comes to the new law that was passed in South Florida, when it came to making sure you had enough reserves in your association. So this is pretty interesting. Unfortunate that this Fannie Mae is keeping this information confidential, but it will be available in the third quarter of 2024. But if you really want to get this information now, go ahead and check out the website condo blacklist oneclicksales.iyz, and you can actually see if you're on this list and get some additional information for a fee, obviously, by these two law firms that was able to compile this list. All right, so moving on to the last article that stood out to me: Florida Keys officials seek delay in state building plans. All right, so nearly 8,000 vacant parcels could be developed if the state legislature loosens restriction. All right, so main takeaway from this is the Florida Department of Commerce is seeking to amend restrictive growth rules that were put in place in the 1980s to protect the ecological sensitivities of the Keys and the surrounding marine ecosystem. The department wants input from the county and other key municipalities before the ultimate decision is made by the state legislative. We all know the Florida Keys is a place where most people go down to kind of enjoy a nice and more slower pace to kind of get from the busy lifestyle of the Tri County. But ultimately, when it comes down to is inventory is a real thing down here in South Florida, and the Keys does have a number of vacant parcels that they can allow developers to build on. The only thing is the I guess the local residents, along with the local government, wants to kind of maintain that lifestyle, which is great, but they also have to understand and realize, change is inevitable, and if it's going to bring more life and more energy and also more income to the local economy, they have to be open minded to allowing these developers to build on these vacant parcels. And if not, they have to provide a reason why. And if not, they can actually get fined if they don't allow these building permits to go through. So this is going to be interesting to see in the next couple of years on how this goes, how this plays out, because the Florida Keys has grown as far as population and becoming more of a less of a tourist hotspot and more of a place where people kind of go to on a daily basis just to enjoy the weather and the lifestyle. So, with all that being said, I appreciate you guys taking time and listening to today's show. You guys enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your Monday. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.